Good morning, Facebook and my dear friends.
Good
The
morning.
more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate, as rightly mentioned by Oprah Winfrey. And today is one such day in my life, and along with my 10x productive participants. So, we are here to share our amazing journey from the past 5 days, and we are also here to celebrate this moment with all of you on Facebook. With that, I welcome all of you to 10x Productive Stories with Sarika, where I have working professionals from different backgrounds, from different organizations, and from different experience with me today to share their amazing journey with all of you. Well, I'm Sarika Rangani. I help working professionals to become 10x or more productive. And here we go. I will be introducing each one of them. So in the comment section, you can go ahead and then share a hi to all of them. The next 1 hour is divided into three segments. In the first segment, my fellow participants, they will share their journey, what they have gone through, what was their experience like. And we have, a fun round also, a random fire round. So we'll be posing each other a random question, and then they will be answering. So it's going to be fun. And then the third session is most, the fun part of it. It is the favorite and fun time. So we have a lot more in store. So stay tuned, and then you can share this live with your friends, and then you can watch it together with your family. So let me introduce the first person, the lady in the house. Such a dedicated and enthusiastic learner I have ever come across. Okay, she's a software professional, and her dream is to set up organic farming business and to live happily by helping others. Please welcome Nirmala Thangamuthu over the screen. Nirmala, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Nirmala, you have to unmute yourself to speak.
Hi, Sarika. Thank you. Thank you for such an introduction.
Yeah, thank you again for joining us, Nirmala. And next up, we have a person. Um, this person personifies this statement, okay? If you have to be a great master, first of all, you need to be a good student. So he's my English coach. He's an English language trainer and teacher at British Council. And his dream is to make a difference to lives of students and teachers who face challenges with learning and teaching English. Welcome, Mr. Balaji Ramaswamy, to the Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining, Balaji.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sarika. Glad to be here.
Awesome. And next up, we have a person. He looks very silent. He will be a very, good observant in all the sessions that I have observed. And whatever he learns, he always comes up with this deep insights. Okay, he has volumes of knowledge inside. And he is a chartered accountant working at VST and Sons. And his dream is to live happily. And he has way too big dreams for his professional life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Hari Om onto the screen.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
Good morning, all. Good morning, Sarika.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Next up is the person who lives by, who lives and leads by example. He loves to be, a fun. He is a fun-loving person. Whenever he comes to the session, our sessions become so lively, and I love his presence in our sessions. He is a project manager at Collins Aerospace who wish to live his life happily by spreading happiness to others. That's why I told he lives by, example. So please welcome Prashant. Everybody, welcome all of you. Welcome all of you.
Thank you, Sarika.
So before we go ahead, how are you feeling? How many of you this is like first time going on the live? Live on Facebook.
First time.
First time experiencing this, right? Okay. So what are you feeling actually right now?
This is my first Facebook live experience.
Okay.
the way I'm looking forward in this session is to make this session more productive in a way which I've learned in last 5 days.
Okay.
I know how to make this session more productive and more interesting.
Okay, awesome. So let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Prashant. And for the benefit of the viewers, these people have gone through a 5-day live coaching session where we started our days at 5:55 and then ended the session at 7:30 a.m. And they have gone through some amazing journey, amazing learning experience, some breakthroughs within 5 days. If you think is it even possible? They will share their experience anyway. You will come to know. And we have concluded the 5-day session yesterday, and that's why we are here today to share what the experience that we have gone through. So let me start by asking this question to Balaji. Balaji, how was your journey?
Hey, thank you, Sarika. I joined the session because I had bought Sarika's book, bought meaning the Kindle version. I wanted to read it, but I hadn't read it. So I thought something has to be done because I want to learn that. Yeah, that's the same book that I'm talking about. So I wanted to do something up because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So I wanted to figure out where was I missing out. And the best thing is I got the answer on the very first day. That was the self-realization moment. And the breakthroughs that I got from that are great because things that were bothering me, I could stop them and finish the tasks so that I was quite peaceful when I went to bed. Thank you. That's
Thanks
it from
for
my side.
yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Balaji. And did you have any breakthrough moments or any insights that you want to share with our viewers today on the Facebook Live?
So I was also reading another book wherein I read this line. I don't want to do what I don't want to do, or I should never have to do what I don't want to do. But then there are moments in our lives wherein we have to do even things that we don't want to do so that we can survive, we can be happy. Accepting this reality is important. So that happened. And anyway, you have to do it. So don't stick on to it till it becomes a huge pressure for you is another factor that I learned from the session, so that I could accept that reality and complete those tasks, even if I wasn't a big fan of it. So that gave me a lot of satisfaction. Primarily, it was I felt good. I felt peaceful, tranquil, pleasant after implementing those techniques that I have learned from this session.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Balaji. Thank you so much. Let me give the ball to Ms. Nirmala. How was your journey, Nirmala, from the past 5 days?
Yeah, it was wonderful, Sarika. So I love to share my beautiful experience with the world. So that's the reason I joined this live. So I find myself confident, calm, and I had some clarity, right? So what I'm going to do in future. So what goal I'm going to achieve, and the tools and techniques, right? The rules, whatever we learn. So those things keeps on actually reflecting in my mind throughout the day. So it's a beautiful experience. I want to share it with the world so that others can also get benefit out of it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And what was your biggest takeaway, Nirmala, from the whole session?
See, I was having some anxiety with my kids, so that I show it to them in front. So that actually calmed me a lot. So now I'm not showing any anger to them. So I'm realizing that they are kids, so I have to reiterate them. Small things I am telling them, and I'm just removing it in my mind. Okay, then and there. So that is the biggest thing. So as Balaji mentioned, right, the small things which we don't want to do, right, so that anyway we have to do, right, so those take 2 minutes and get rid of those things and start doing things, okay, for that, instead of keeping it and making ourselves stressful, right, so we have to do it and close it. So that's
Oh,
big
awesome.
takeaway I take it.
Okay, so productivity can help mothers also how to deal with kids.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks for that insight, Nirmala.
Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you so much again. So I'll pass the ball to Prashant.
Yes. So let me start explaining about my experiences in PC to PC. Okay. So you're wondering what is this PC to PC?
Exactly.
So simple, pre-corona to post-corona. Okay.
Okay.
So pre-corona, all the companies, what they used to measure, they used to measure the utilization and the efficiency of the people. Okay. We were also concentrating on the same. But what happened post-corona? A new thing came into picture. People started talking more about productivity
Yeah.
because we're all working from home and no one observes you. And at the end of the day, there is a question in the mind of everyone saying, how productive are the employees? How productive are the people working from home? Are they really working from home or working for home? No one knows. So
Okay.
that thought was going on in my mind. Okay, so there's a saying like when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? And my teacher appeared, not only appeared, she appeared with a question. And that question is like whether you want to be 10x productive or 100x stress. That grabbed my attention. Okay, so I didn't know whether I'm in that stress zone or productivity zone, but for sure I wanted to become productive and I want to measure my productive. Until you measure something, you can't improve, right? So it has to be a tangible thing. So that struck my mind, and then really I spoke with my teacher once, and then she offered this 5-day program, and I completed that, and I'm here. That's simple.
Okay.
Now I know how to measure productivity. Simple.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you rightly mentioned this, Prashant. What gets measured gets done, as you know, rightly mentioned by Peter Drucker. So thank you for bringing that point. Thank you for sharing your insights and passing the ball to Hariom.
Uh, Thank you, Sarika. First of all, thanks for that for your last 5 days session, and thank you for today also that you have put it me at last so that I can take some point of view from Nirmala, Balaji, and Prasant from all, and then I can put myself here. So this last 5 days, frankly speaking, when I joined you, I was having something in the mind. It will be something new learning, and that sense I came here actually. But after attending these sessions and meeting all of you for 5 days in the morning, as Prasan told, we have to measure out our productivity. But I will take one step forward. When you are measuring your productivity, there is no measure such as just like I cannot measure in kg and kilos. But what we can measure actually, when night we are going to sleep or when my day is finished, how lightly I am feeling that time actually.
Very.
I am feeling that time. So just like in all the sessions, a lot of things was there. Just like when we understood how to celebrate the small moments, it gives a happiness to us actually. So these were the points and the moments actually I enjoyed in all 5 days sessions. So when because what is happening when we are sitting at home, we cannot go outside anywhere, nothing is there. So how to make ourselves happy by celebrating these small moments instead of waiting for someone big to coming to us actually. And this really is a happiness. And I think this was the biggest thing I got in the sessions actually.
Oh, awesome. Super. Thank you so much for sharing that, Hariom. And first of all, why did you join the session? What made you to?
Uh, Actually, when we came here, just like Prasant and Balaji and Nirmala also told, we want to find something like that which gives us some happiness in terms of while we are working actually, because our life is so stressful. Sometimes we are doing with our team members and that things that a lot of things are coming. So how to get ourselves out of that? How to come in a happy zone after that was once this stressful meeting, stressful discussions. So I found that when I seen your this 10x productive class, so I thought that something will be there that because when you are saying 10x productivity, so something will be increasing my productivity in terms of happiness, my uh, contribution towards my work. So that was the purpose I joined this session actually.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Hariom. And as Prashant mentioned, there are certain tangible things that we can measure, in terms of productivity. But there are intangible things like, happiness, that contentment, that
Yes.
joy, as rightly mentioned by Hariom. So, okay, a question to all of you here. What did you enjoy measuring the most, or, even not measuring the most, tangible or intangible things?
For me, it is more of an
Yeah.
for me, it is more of an intangible thing, Sarika,
Yes.
because at the end of the day, the happiness quotient, I was more happy for last 1 week. It was more productive. And I would say after lockdown, the most effective and most utilized week after the lockdown from last 1 year is this week, is this particular week.
Thank you so much. I'm like on the cloud nine now. Yeah. Yeah. Please continue, Prashant.
Yeah, so I mean to say, like, if you compare tangible and intangible things, I would rate myself giving more importance to my intangible benefits, what I have reaped out of this session.
Okay. Awesome. So, anybody else would want to share anything? Yeah, Hariom, please.
Uh, I will agree to Prasant. More on intangible sides actually. These things only we can feel. If somebody will ask me how much you are feeling, I cannot tell actually, but I can feel.
Okay. Yeah. Feelings are the fuel to action.
I can say it's too much, awesome, it's very good, but I cannot say in terms of 1, 2, 3 actually.
Sure, sure. I get you. I get your feeling. Yeah.
So you do anything for 21 days, Sarika, I think there's a rule, right? It becomes a habit. Okay.
Yes.
So I have been procrastinating for 21 days and I've become a professional procrastinator. Okay. So I know how to procrastinate things.
Okay.
But now with this session, I'm going into the other side of it. Okay. How to become productive. The other side. And now I'm seeing the other side.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, so the minimum days that takes, for anyone to get into a habit is 21 days. But then as per research by Harvard Universities, it is 66 days. Just I thought, like, this new information, I could give it to you. But then 21 days is the minimum thing. Yeah. Super. Balaji or Nirmala, you want to share something?
So again, in my case as well, it is all the intangible things that I really enjoyed measuring. So yeah, I found out what I was. Again, I was also a very professional procrastinator when it comes to the things that I did not want to do. So, but then moving from the knowing zone to doing zone in our sessions made a lot of difference. That helped me to have a lot of satisfaction, have a lot of me time, family time. So all that is. These are the best things. We can't measure them. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It only can be felt by others. Like, just, you're cascading the feelings and then we are all feeling, in fact, we are so human. Thank you for sharing that, Balaji. Yeah, Nirmala.
Yeah, Sarika. Yeah, I also agree actually. So I feel intangible, right? So intangible benefits are more which we cannot measure.
Yeah.
I felt actually like more self-confident now. I can do anything, right? So whatever my dreams are there, so I can move forward to that rather than worrying about the past things, right? So the past things are no more now actually in my mind. So I'm always thinking about the future. So that feeling is more so excited about my future now.
Awesome. That's the whole point, right? Every day you wake up and then you come alive rather than getting into that mediocre routine stuff, right? You feel so lively, you feel so excited about the day, and that's when everything kicks in and then everything will fall in place. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Nirmala. And how was your learning journey with your fellow participants?
Yeah, so it was very good. See, I feel like so the my team members as another family, right? So I look forward. So Balaji, Prashant, Archana, Aryo, even Rajesh. So whomever actually, so all the team members, if I think their names, their face will come in front of me. So these things I never actually experienced. I have attended many behavioral sessions in my last company, but so this is more like another family members, and I look forward to interact with them, share my things, right? How we share it with our friends, like that. I feel like I have to share it with them, and whatever the experience they share, right, I try to implement in my daily life. So for example, cleaning water bottle, or something like Archana told, right, she didn't show any anger to her son. So
Yeah,
I was so surprised when I heard about that. So why not I can't do that. So I started practicing, and whenever Prashant says actually his journey, right, that is, I know it's a professional, but I traveled along with them. So what he will do next. So something like that, and Balaji and others, so many examples. So that we will actually knowingly or unknowingly we will implement in our day-to-day life. So that was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, I could totally resonate with you. I'll listen to others before I share my views. In fact,
Yeah, the more I can say about our journey with the fellow participants is like, see, Sarika, you have already taken so many sessions. Okay, you have experience, and these participants have their own experiences, and when they share their experiences, what happened the previous day of that particular session, it was more of a addition to the learning. So it's a cascading effect, right? It's a cumulative. Compounding learning, like I would say, this is a compounding learning. It's only not my and yours. I'm learning from each other's, and the more what I got connected is like, as Nirmala said, when I started sharing about whatever the professional task I was doing in that particular week, you were all getting involved with me, and whenever I say that I had a success, and you are all cheering me up. So I felt that as a more of like a family, and I know in these times we can't have family or friends next to us and pat our shoulders for the good things what we do, but I felt that I could see that virtual pat on my back doing my from my productivity friends.
awesome. I totally agree with you also, Prashant. Yeah. So Hariom and Balaji, what about you?
So, Sarika and all of you. So, what Nirmala and Prasant told, that is absolutely correct. See, when we are meeting morning around 6 o'clock, so definitely and discussing all the things with all the team members, just like a family members. And I would say we were sharing all things with full honesty. Reason being, if somebody is having some problem, he was sharing his problem, and just like we are sharing with our family members, no hesitation to share on that, because we were there with the purpose to come out with something. If we will hide something, it is not going to come out from that problem actually. So what I say, what I mean to say, when morning we are meeting and we are discussing so honestly, so openly, it was setting a tone for the whole day actually. It was giving us some energy to us, just like, okay, my first hour of the morning went like this. So it was a happiness in the mind, and energy in the mind. So it was setting a tone for whole of the day. And one more thing I will say, when somebody is telling some problem and he was facing, and how he come out of that, what happens sometimes we never know this problem. Oh, I also having this problem. I never knew this problem I'm also having, but somebody is when describing, I'm coming to know, okay, this problem I'm also having. So I can know somewhere I found the solution to another problem which I never knew also. So this was the feeling when 5 day sessions were there. So this thing, when especially when people are sharing their experience, so this experience taught something. So somebody has told that it's better to learn with some other experience, to experience and learn. So it was the thing I felt there.
Awesome, awesome. So let's not get into the mistakes, what others have done. Let's learn from the mistakes and then grow, so
Yeah,
that we don't, do the same mistakes again, right?
correct. Yes.
Thanks for that sharing, Hariom. Yeah, Balaji, over to you.
Yeah. So the best thing that happened was that I could make myself vulnerable and say things out. Whatever was going on in my head, I could just let it out, whether it sounded childish or whether it sounded insane or whatever it was. I could speak about that without the fear of being judged, and not just the fear of being judged, also. Uh, earlier what used to happen was that there are just one or two people whom I could just say everything to and be myself, and then at one point it started draining their energy, poor things. So and here there are a lot of people to put me back together, instead of putting all the pressure on one person, and then that individual has only, they can give the suggestion only based on the experience that they have had, right?
Right.
So when there are more people and all of us have a very good intention of helping each other, or lifting each other up, that is great. In fact, just letting it out to more than those two people itself was a was very relieving for me. So this is something great that happened, and however I felt I could share whatever was happening, and I could feel energized. Almost everyone in the group was celebrating every special moment that I had. So that's wonderful. So it was a great journey.
On the lighter note, I found during this 5 days session, I use a HP laptop. Okay, if I have a problem with the HP laptop, I don't directly now dial into HP support. Now I dial into BR support. The BR support is Balaji Ramaswamy support. If anyone wants to know that Balaji Ramaswamy support, you can comment or check with him on what that BR support is.
Exactly. Thanks for bringing that up, Prashant.
Yeah, Balaji can talk to laptop
Please.
actually. We came
Let
to-
everyone know.
So yes.
with your laptop.
So as a teacher, I train elders. I also teach children. So what happens when my laptop doesn't work? So what usually we do is we get annoyed. We click all the possible buttons we can click, then the shutdown button and everything. And then whatever we do, the laptop freezes. And it doesn't, it starts its non-cooperation movement. So then we are so lost. And it delays whatever we are doing further. So nowadays, when it stops, when I have multiple applications open and it is when I open multiple applications and it slows down, I tell my laptop, "Oh dear, you are such a nice child. Could you cooperate, please? Let's go ahead and continue with our work. Oh, you never behave like this. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Fine. I'm good with you. Let's go ahead, continue with our work. Oh, that's such a good child you are. I love you. Let's go ahead and now continue the work." So this is how I do, and it does work. It does work wonders for me.
Let me try next time.
Balaji, just one question to you. When you are doing this, is somebody there in front of you, or just you are alone, you are doing this?
No, I don't speak that aloud. So, sometimes I do it aloud also because it suits me when I do it aloud. So that's
And somebody is there around you?
yeah, maybe my parents sometimes, but not always.
They not said anything at that time.
You're always crazy, so it's fine.
Yeah, they often see me doing crazy stuff when I am teaching, so they are fine with it.
They're like, okay, yeah, it's his usual stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. See, for the viewers on Facebook, though, for some of you it might sound silly, but what is happening here to the state of mind? We're actually reducing the stress levels, and then we're getting into the problem-solving zone, actually. And we're actually having fun also here, right? Our brains love fun, right? So our brains know it doesn't like stress and all. That's when it resists more. The more you resist, the more it persists, right? So we're shifting our focus to problem solving and having fun. So what? Big deal, man. Why should I stress myself and then affect my health, right? So that's the whole point here. In fact, thanks for BR support. Yeah.
Most welcome.
Yeah. Awesome. So anything else before we wind up the first segment, my journey? Or I will share my experience with all of you. There were
There are a lot of
yeah, please go ahead.
there are a lot of things, but as we said earlier, they are intangibles. So we cannot express too much over there, right? So,
It has to be felt and it has to be experienced. So
yes.
people come and experience inside the workshop.
Yeah, join the session if you.
Okay, so I absolutely love the meaningful and powerful insights and then the conversations that each one of the participant has brought to the table. And during the COVID times, few people like me who are away from the families, we were together as a family. We were solving problems for each other, and then we were learning together, and then we cherished each other's growth and progress every single day. And as all of my participants have mentioned, it's about setting the tone for the entire day, because we meet every day in the morning. The 1 hour session, it gets extended to 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 40 minutes. And on the last day, which was yesterday, it got extended to 2.5 hours. And no one realized the time. No one realized the time, including me. The time was taking 8:24, 8:25. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They were like, okay, should we continue? It was like that. So the most well spent time for me as a coach, as a learner, and as one of the family members. In fact, thank you so much for this experience, people. So with that, let's move into fresh.
I think this one thing we discovered, I think as a part of this training, every day whenever we think about a 5-day training, people by default they think it's a Monday to Friday.
Right.
Correct. But somehow I think we could not meet on Monday, and it so happened we started on Tuesday and ended on Saturday, and I think this became 200x productive for our 5-day session.
5 days. So yeah. Point noted. From next time onwards, I'm gonna start the sessions from Tuesday to Saturday. Yeah. Super. So with that, let's get into the second segment, which is a random fire round. It's not random fire. It's not like fire round. So I have some questions in front of me. So people, are you on your toes?
Yes.
I don't know what question I'll pose to whom, so please be on your toes. So
even we don't know what answer we'll give.
But ensure that you're giving answer to the question I ask, okay?
Yes.
See, that's what I told you, right? Prashant brings that fun, or and makes the session more lively, in fact. Nirmala, what was the most difficult or challenging part for the last 5 days?
Yeah, so myself and my son, right? So he joins the yoga class, okay, every day at 6:30. So he comes into the same room and he do the yoga. So sometimes when I have to speak, I will tell him, okay, you please go on mute, I have to speak. So that challenge I had. And he also learned, okay, so whatever you told, right? So he will ask me what the calendar blocking and all those things he used to ask me, and I used to teach them. And sometimes he will say, Mama, why are you not speaking always? So he encouraged, and I faced some kind of this one, okay, so he's watching me kind of scenario. So that's the challenge. Otherwise I felt very good for all 5 days.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Nirmala. Thanks to your son for pushing you. Okay. So the next question. What was your favorite day and why? Hariom.
It was my second day, though I missed that day actually. When I seen the recording, then I came to know this was my favorite day if I was there.
Okay.
I think that day, what the content we were having that day, that how to assess yourself where you are in terms of where we want to go.
Right. It
So
was
that
a day of focus. Yeah.
So that day was my favorite day, but I missed that day because I couldn't wake up that day time.
And after which Hariom never missed any session.
Yeah.
Because whoever missed the session, right? They had this FOMO, the fear of missing out. What will happen? Okay, what will I miss in the next day session? So they were like on dot, 5:55. They were there to enjoy the session. In fact, which is another thing that I loved. Because for trainers and coaches like me, we have certain things to add value to you during the sessions. But then when participants like you show that enthusiasm and then that curiosity, right? I, as a coach or a trainer, I would love to give more to you, right? So that thing, kept me on my own toes, in fact.
I would say
So
thank you.
thank you so much, people. All right, so next question coming up. Prashant,
Yes.
what is it like waking up early morning and investing that 1 to 1.5 hours of your morning hours?
Yeah, so that was the difficult part of the entire day for me. As I shared during the sessions, I never wake up too early, especially after this lockdown. Earlier, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock, drop my kids at school, and then go to office. Now everything is at home, so I started waking up at around 7:38. So after enrolling into your 5-day session, then I realized that the session is morning 6 to 7. Then I thought, should I withdraw or should I go ahead?
Okay.
So I thought, what happens if I withdraw? What happens if I go ahead? Then I thought, okay, let me see what happens. Okay, the first 2 days, literally, like Monday, I was the happiest person to see the message saying that session is cancelled. I slept for 1.5 hours more. And the next day again, I woke up. I woke up at 5 o'clock, got ready myself, but it was a very tough day for me because I was not used to do that. And I think some of the tips what you gave on the calendar blocking, I calendar blocked for a power nap. Hope my office people are not
Okay.
this Facebook Live, but I've compensated those hours. Okay, that is for them. Okay, and it became productive. And now surprisingly, today, even though being Sunday morning, I woke up at 5:30. It became a kind of habit for me. So, and as Harihom was mentioning, the way you set the tone for the beginning of the day, that defines the energy levels and focus of the entire day. So that was like the me time, the 1.5 hour what I'm spending with my productivity family is the best time I had in the entire sessions.
Hey, awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Prashant. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, the next question. I'm not sure if it comes to Balaji, but then still. um, am I running out of questions? No, actually, I have lots of questions. Okay. Balaji, how are you feeling about okay, how did you feel about the day of energy? The fourth day, which is the day of energy. How did you feel about that?
Okay, so here we are celebrating every small success that we had. We are celebrating our success. We were celebrating everyone's success as well.
Yeah.
So it was a really, we were in the high energy spot. The fact that I really loved the most was you don't have to do uh, something out of the world, something impossible to do to lift your energy levels up. There are some simple things that you could do to lift your moods up, and of course, and sharing it with people is another beautiful thing that lifted up my energy that day. So every moment, so it was very surprising that almost every 1 hour I had something to be happy about. So
Right.
that was wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Balaji. And the whole point is to have a checkpoint on the happy hormones that we are releasing. So in the morning hours, like I think our bodies might have produced oxytocin because of that, the sharing feeling that we have as a family, and dopamine levels were increased because of the celebrations and other stuff that we were doing, right? The whole point is to raise more of the happy hormones and then reduce the stress hormones. So yeah. So for the viewers on Facebook, past 5 days, each day we were focusing on different things. Like, the first day we started with, what is that? The day of
Awareness.
awareness. Yeah. Our participants became their own doctors for their own problems. They diagnosed their own problems, and then the following days they started, working with the magical pills. And the second day was a day of focus, where they have gotten their clarity for their entire life, and then with respect to different areas of life also. And then the third day is the day of focus. How can one get into that super focused zone and then be more productive and then make use of their time very effectively? And the day 4 was the day of energy, which Balaji, just shared. And everybody were in such high energy and high vibes, and I was getting personal messages even after the session. And how we celebrated every moment was like mind blowing during that session. And then the day 5 was a day of completion. So how not to carry guilt to the bed, and then how not to carry the stress levels to the bed, and how can we have that quality sleep by getting into that completion consciousness mode. So that's how it all happened from the past 5 days. So with that, we come to the end of the random fire round. How did I mean? Yeah. So yeah, we celebrate everything, small wins, because we want that dopamine to be produced in our bodies. So however sound it may silly, we don't care. So as I mentioned on the very first day, we are all kids. Like, we are playing this productivity as a game, not like as a serious issue that that is there in our lives, right? So no more seriousness. So how are you feeling, people? We have come to the end of the second segment, and how was this rapid, not random fire round?
It was great, Sarika. I would say the 5-day program what we have gone through, it's not the movie of productivity. Okay, it's just the teaser of the productivity.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we have just seen the teaser. I think the tip of the iceberg. There's much more to learn. I think this journey should continue, so that we'll be aware of the entire productivity tips, and we'll be able to be productive for the rest of our lives.
Right. Leave that on to me. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I agree to Prasant, Sharika. So we love to continue this journey along with you all people, and so excited, and we feel every day it's like so we born on the day and we are going to do something.
Wow, that's amazing. We have born on that day. Wow, wow, wow. I love this. I love this, Nirmala. In fact, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. So now we are entering into the third segment, which I hate to do, but then I also love to do, my roasting section. So fun, and then the favorite time, you roast me, and then I'll roast you back also. So.
So you are going to choose whom you want to get roasted.
No, it is also like a random fire. Yeah.
Okay, so let me go with my turn. Okay, since you had so many questions asked in a diverging mode, right? One to many questions. Now we'll have many to one questions. Okay, many questions to only to Sarika. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So let me give you my.
There is a backfire round also. Please be aware of that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is there. It is a surprise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not part of the agenda.
My question is cancelled here.
No, please go ahead, Prashant.
So I'm just joking. Okay, so my question here is, see, there are so many trainers, and there are so many people who do these career development or professional development courses, right? And I felt this program, whatever the 10x productivity program, is a unique program, right? Like, what inspired you to pick up this 10x productivity as a topic, and reaching out to the working professionals and improving their lifestyles?
Okay.
What is your inspiration?
So my life is my inspiration. I think most of you know my story, right? Like, the participants who have come to the workshop. So 2019 August was the rock bottom in my life, and the doctor has told me, you want more stress or you want your life back? And he also told me, like, next 2 to 3 months, if you don't work on your life, I mean, if you don't overcome the stress in your life, you might get prone to brain cancer. Mr. Suresh Kodapala from this hospital, RxDX hospital in Whitefield. He told me this, and I had gone through all the scans and stuff. First time I got scared. First time in my life I got scared, because what if there is no life? What is the point of me struggling for whole life and then having left the job and pursuing my passion? And then I started working on my life, and I attended different courses. I thought, like, how can I overcome stress? And how can I be more productive? Because God knows, like, I might have my time in my hands, or I might not have that, right? So that's when the next 2 months, right, like August, September, October, I worked on myself, and then I started healing. I also recommended one book, right, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So I started reading all of those things. I got to know the root causes of the different stress and then different unproductive patterns. And when it was working magic on my life, I thought, like, I mean, this was all unnecessary. Whatever I had gone through was, it's like waste of my time. Instead of it, I could have, I could have done more things. I could have achieved more things. I could have, come alive, right? Like as Nirmala rightly mentioned, being born every day. So it has done a magical, thing on me. And I thought, like, why not gift the same experience to others? Till then, I was into different, coaching sessions like public speaking and other, sessions. But then I felt maybe this is my purpose. God is, given me this experience so that I can share this gift to everybody. That's how it all started. And one disappointment was I planned everything. March 12th was the program last year. I booked the hotel, every registrants, all the workbooks, everything was ready. But then the lockdown was announced. I'm like, I have worked so much. I wanted to gift this. Universe, what are you doing to me? All right. And after lockdown, that was a boon. Like pandemic has been a boon, because until then, my whole focus was Bangalore. Let me reach people in Bangalore at least. Okay. And today I have reached like 1,000 working professionals across 9 different countries. So, everything happens for a reason, right? That's all. My inspiration is my own life, Prashant. Thank you so much for asking that question.
Thank you for sharing your personal experience, Sarika. Definitely, it's very inspiring, and all the best for your journey.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, for our journey.
For our journey, yeah. How can you miss that? Come on. Sure, yeah. I know it is random fire round, but then still I took a lot of time. But I thought like it will make sense to share my story actually.
Yeah.
And okay. I just wanted to share one more thing. Your success stories, like the insights that you share every day, that is like kind of a validation for me. Okay, fine, I am doing what I'm supposed to do, and it is making meaningful thing and then purposeful thing in many lives, right? So that's a validation for me, and I'm grateful to the universe. So yeah. And that doesn't stop others to ask questions. So please go ahead.
So my question is, how does one live in the present? Because we have regrets about the past. We have worries about what someone else did in the past also. So how to get rid of that and actually live in the present? So,
okay. Thank you so much for asking that question. And like many people have asked me this question before, okay? Simplest thing, instant thing where you can actually get into the moment is focus on your breath. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Because I think I've already shared in one of our sessions, right? Can you breathe in the past? Can you breathe in the future? No. We can only breathe in the moment right now. So when you focus on your breath and whatever the thoughts that are crossing your mind, just let it go. Then you will come into the present moment. And gratitude with the namaste pose. that we already started practicing, right? It makes your mind so calm, and you'll be at so peace, in fact. So these are the two things that I would highly recommend anyone to, instantly get into that present moment. So yeah,
Great. Thank you
that's
so
about it.
much.
And for more tips, please join the session. So yeah.
Yeah, Sarika. So my question to you is like, see, you have found a solution to all our problems, right? So there might be some challenge or problem, right? Still, you are finding some clarity or a solution. So that will be in your radar. So what is that, and can you please share some insight on that?
Okay, I think I missed something in between. Could you please no, repeat the question, Nirmala?
So there will be some problems. See, you have given solutions to all kinds of problems, right, in your productivity book and through the sessions and everything. So there will be, I know definitely there will be something, right, some challenges, right? So still you are discovering some kind of solution to that problem. So what is that?
So you're asking about whatever I'm going through right now, is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. That's a lovely question. I think the first question that somebody has ever asked me. I have been a perfectionist throughout my life, from my childhood. Okay, let me share one example. Whenever my mom, tells me to study, I want like perfect lighting, perfect table, perfect sitting area, and I should be in a perfect dressing also. Can you imagine that? I don't think my mom would ever know this. So she might be watching FB Live. She will know now. I want everything to be spick and span around me. So, but somehow I don't know how I have graduated and how I have studied. Maybe I have taken a lot of pressure, I believe. But when I quit my job, and then when I was in a journey of pursuing my passion, becoming an entrepreneur or becoming a trainer and coach, it hit me badly. Perfectionism, my mentor Rajiv Talreja, he always tells this, okay, perfectionism is a myth. Perfection leads to mediocrity. Progress is the key. So I would say I have this unproductive personality type perfectionism. I have been implementing stuff, but then I would say, like, still there is that 5 to 10 percentage somewhere I am still working on it. I'm damn sure within the next 2 months I'll get rid of it. So that's one thing, yeah. And yeah, when I am learning and then experimenting on myself, right? So that I can share the same experience to people who are actually perfectionists, the starting problem people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarika. Thank you.
Thanks for asking that, Nirmal. I absolutely loved answering this question.
Sarika,
Yeah, Hariom.
want to ask or not basically question, just your experience, because you are taking so much of sessions, a lot of people you are interacting.
Right.
You feel when someone is coming and saying, Sarika, look, due to this session, I got improved in this thing. Something just like, what you say, I cannot, because my vocabulary is not too good, so I cannot ask clearly. But just when someone is coming with some result of the sessions and is feeling really happy, then how does you feel that time?
Thank you so much for asking this question, because I can share the very recent experience. Yesterday, after our 2.5 hour extensive session, you guys started pouring messages in the group and then individually, right? I burst into tears.
Oh.
I got goosebumps. I burst into tears, and then I messaged my two mentors, Rajiv Talreja and then Aslesh Rao, that they had a great influence on my life. And then when people are messaging me this kind of thing, I don't know why I burst into tears. Maybe it's because I got my validation finally, that I'm in the right path. I'm doing something useful and purposeful, right? As a family, we are like very service oriented people. I mean, instead of being selfish, right? Like we always consider other people's, we always take care of other people's stuff. Maybe that hit me, or I would say that's a good quality that I got, imbibed from my family. And that kind of resonated more when I started reading the messages, I would say. And for that, I'm ever grateful to my guru. So first message goes to them, and then immediately my parents. So I called my mom and dad, and I was like, I was into tears. They were like, okay, it's okay, fine. We know you. You're doing good job. Like, they were pacifying me. So yeah. And yesterday night was the best sleep that I've had. Yeah. With a lot of contentment, right? So yeah. That's my experience, in fact, Hariom. Hello, Junior. Okay. Thanks for asking that question, Hariom, again. So,
So I think,
Thank you.
Sarika, we all had one question to you, and we don't want to get fired back with more questions. So we are stopping it now. We can go into the next.
okay. No, I'm not going to backfire or anything because I really loved answering all of these questions, and it's always that meaningful conversation that we have, right? So I got into that zone. In fact, thank you so much. And with that, we have come to the end of the third segment also. And there are some pouring comments. So I'm like, meanwhile peeping into those comments also. You can go back and check later. Finally, I would want to ask all of you, what is the one message that you want to give to the working professionals who are going through unnecessary stress? Here, I'm not like, here want to pitch my workshops. That's not the intention, but then genuinely, what did you feel, right? Forget about me, forget about the workshop. What is the one message that you want to give to the working professionals who are going through unnecessary stress? I'm again quoting, it's like unnecessary.
See, Sarika, what happens, what we feel just last 5 days when we are interacting with all of the people. Sometimes stress is coming due to some small things which are popping in our mind, but we are just keeping it in our bag and just piling up the things for the future. So I
Right.
would say one thing, if these small things we are finishing right away, don't piling up for the future for next time. I think it a lot to reduce the stress because mind is lighter, mind got lighter actually.
Right, right.
We have less stuff to think. So that's my suggestion.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And let me quote this particular quote from Productivity Guru, David Allen. He always says, mind should create ideas. It should not hold ideas. It should not hold anything. So we have to give that creative freedom. No, the purpose of the brain should be fulfilled. And that is in our hands. Yeah. Super.
So the one key takeaway for me and a suggestion from my side to all the working professionals is there is a tip for everything. For every problem, there is a solution and there is a tip. Okay, it's only we reaching out to the right people who have the right kind of knowledge and get a solution for us. Okay, for me the biggest problem is how do I quickly get into an action mode. Okay, if there is a problem or if there is a task which has to be done, I know that has to be done, it takes so much of time, but how do I quickly get into that action mode? Okay, I'll not give the tip here because I have learned it. I want everyone to learn it in the right way. Okay, there is a tip, I'll leave it there. Okay, and thank you, Sarika, for giving me that tip for quickly getting into that action mode. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Prashant. Yeah.
So my suggestion to the people who are taking stress is, please remove the negative things. So take only the positive things and speak out. Okay. So reach out to some people, okay, who can help you with that instead of keeping and growing that as a big mountain like our Himalayas. Don't do that. Please speak out, reach out to the people. Okay. So there are people like Sarika who actually helps you out. Okay, to find a solution to the problem. Okay, so I what I felt actually 1 week before what state I was there, right? So I changed. Okay, from Tuesday, and I'm going to change also. Okay, in future I'm going to be a some winning person. Okay, to myself. So don't take any stress. Okay, so burst out and just if you want to cry out. Okay, then find a solution. That is my suggestion to the people who are taking stress.
Lovely. Self-healing and then reaching out to people. That's absolutely lovely, Rimala. Thank you so much for sharing that. Balaji?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, it would be wonderful to have. I think even my DP now says one of the quotes of Fred Rogers: "Look out, you will find helpers." So the helpers are around you. Reach out to them. I reached out to Sarika, and I found so many other helpers in the group along with her. So this is really wonderful. Now, when you take up this program, I'm not going to tell you that everything will be fantastic and awesome in one day. So you are going to continuously work, and you will hit the rock bottom at some times, and later let it out, because every morning starts with two important questions: what really worked well for you and what did not work for you. That is also a question that is discussed every morning, and you get the answers to those questions. Because I had a fantastic time. I could complete some of my tasks earlier. Now I had more time, and some of this I utilized very well, and some of that time some unwanted thoughts were occupying my head, and I did speak about this in the session. So it is okay to let things out. It's okay to discuss, because sometimes people think speaking leads to a lot of problems, but not speaking also leads to a lot of problems. So, and the reason is speak to the right people who wouldn't judge you. So I think here I got that.
Yay! Yes. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So I think we, like-minded people, we attracted each other, and then we, formed a tribe. I am sure, we'll continue the same learning journey, and then we'll share the celebrations, and we'll continue this journey forever. So leave that on to me. I'll take care of that, supporting ecosystem for you. And the viewers on the Facebook, you have listened to their stories, you have listened to their insights. If you think 5 days is a very less time, they have achieved a lot. Whatever they have shared is maybe 10 or 20% of what they have experienced. In fact, imagine a life where you're waking up early morning, you're doing things even before others wake up. You already feel like you're a winner. You're taking action, you're achieving, you're celebrating, and you're also reducing your stress levels every single day, which has a severe impact. Not reducing the stress levels, which will have a severe impact on your health levels. You're reducing that effect, and then you're always having the check on the happy hormones, and you're making yourself healthy, and your family is also looking up to you. The relationships are improving. Imagine a life where it is like very beautiful. Balaji's signature also says life is beautiful. It is so simple, make it beautiful, right? So I would leave all of you with one message. Please think about this. If you're not living the life of your dreams, then which life are you leading right now? Let me repeat that. If you're not living the life of your dreams, then which life are you leading right now? On that note, I thank all my family members, my extended family members, for joining today and sharing their celebration with me. Thank you so much. Lots of gratitude and lots of love, and then have a super productive life ahead. May you live all the dreams, people. With that, let's take leave. Bye bye. And for the viewers, thanks for watching. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarika.
Thank you so much.
Bye, people. Take care. Yeah.
Bye bye.